Hi. In this video I will show to you the world's top 10 best NBA players of all time.
Let's begin. 10.
Charles Barkley, 1985 to 2000. Listed height: 6 feet and 6 inches. Killer stat: 11.7 rebounds per game. Averaging a career double-double of 22.1 points and 11.7 rebounds per game is the first thing that jumps out about Charles Barkley's career in Philadelphia, Phoenix and Houston, but when you look at his ranking in advanced statistics, you really see how special he was. Barkley sits at 5th in value over replacement player, and when it comes to career box plus, minus, he ranks only behind Michael Jordan and LeBron James, revealing his overall dominance. The fact that he never got to win an NBA championship is one of the game's true travesties.
Career highlights and awards.
Nine. Karl Malone, 1986 to 2004. Listed height: 6 feet and 9 inches. Killer stat: 25 points per game. A defender's nightmare in his NBA heyday, Karl Malone put up 25 points and 10.1 rebounds per game for his entire career, which lasted nearly 20 years and somehow never resulted in a championship. There was a stretch from 1988 to 1993 with the Jazz in which the mailman averaged nearly 29 points and more than 11 rebounds per game, but he wouldn't earn his 2 NBA MVP awards until after that. Malone's place in the advanced metric of value over replacement player is 3rd all-time, sitting right behind Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Malone's career highlights and awards.
8. Elgin Baylor, 1959 to 1972. Listed height: 6 feet 5 inches. Killer stat: 27.4 points per game. One of the game's first all-around stars, Elgin Baylor also might have had the worst luck in NBA history, never winning a championship despite helping lead the Lakers to 8 NBA Finals appearances in his 14 seasons on the court. Baylor was a beast, averaging 27.4 points and 13.5 rebounds per game for his career. That scoring average ranks him 3rd all-time, ahead of even LeBron James, and his rebounding average is 11th best, ahead of even Dennis Rodman. Baylor was named to the All-NBA squad 10 times, being a first-team selection every time. He also put up at least 50 points in 17 different games, which is 5th most all-time.
Baylor's career highlights and awards. 7.
Kobe Bryant, 1997 to 2016. Listed height: 6 feet 6 inches. Killer stat: 25.50 points per games. A winner of 5 NBA championships with the Lakers, Kobe Bryant proved time and time again why he was one of the most feared competitors in basketball history. Black Mamba is tied for 1st all-time with 15 All-NBA selections, and his 25 career 50-point games rank him 3rd all-time, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. Speaking of that number, Bryant also averaged 25.50 points per game for his career, which puts him at 12th all-time.
Kobe's career highlights and awards. 6.
Larry Bird, 1980 to 1992. Listed height: 6 feet 9 inches. Killer stat: 59 triple-doubles. Larry Bird was about as deadly a shooter as there's ever been, proving instrumental to the Boston Celtics teams that he led to 3 NBA championships, and 5 NBA Finals appearances in the 1980s. Larry Legend held down averages of 24.3 points, 10 rebounds and 6.3 assists per game in his career, figures which helped him put together 59 career triple-doubles. That's the 7th most of all time. Bird also sits in the top 10 for career box plus or minus in both the regular season and playoffs. Larry's career highlights and awards.
5.
Magic Johnson, 1980 to 1996. Listed height: 6 feet 9 inches. Killer stat, 11.2 assists per game. Before LeBron James came around, there may never have been a better all-around player than Magic Johnson. The Lakers icon averaged nearly a triple-double for his career, putting up 19.5 points, 7.2 rebounds and 11.2 assists per night in a 16-year span. He's the only player in NBA history to average more than 11 assists per game, and his 138 career triple-doubles rank him second all-time, behind only Oscar Robertson. Johnson's spectacular play helped him lead the Lakers to 5 NBA championships in his career, and he ranks fourth all-time in value over replacement player for playoff games, showing they couldn't have done it without him. Johnson's career highlights and awards.
4.
Wilt Chamberlain, 1960–1973. Listed height. 7 feet 1 inches. Killer stat, 22.9 rebounds per game. As dominant as any single player has ever been in a team sport, Wilt Chamberlain was unstoppable in his day. Towering over most other players, the 7-foot 1-inch giant managed to rip down 22.9 rebounds per game, a number that will likely never be matched for the rest of time. In addition to being the game's best rebounder ever, his scoring average of 30.1 points per game is second only to Michael Jordan's, showing he could be a one-man powerhouse for the 4 different NBA teams he led. In 14 seasons played, Chamberlain was voted an All-Star 13 times. The 118 different games in which he scored at least 50 points is by far the most ever, 87 more than Jordan, who takes second.
Chamberlain's career highlights and awards. 3.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 1970–1989. Listed height. 7 feet 2 inches. Killer stat, 38,387 points. He averaged 24.6 points and 11.2 rebounds in his career, which landed him a record 19 All-Star Game selections in 20 total seasons played. Abdul-Jabbar was a key part of 6 championship-winning teams for the Bucks and the Lakers. He ranks in the top 10 all-time in a host of other categories, including value over replacement player and win shares per 48 minutes. Throw in the fact that he's arguably the best college basketball player in history, and you've got probably the best full career any baller has ever had.
Kareem's career highlights and awards.
2. LeBron James, 2004 to present. Listed height. 6 feet 9 inches. Killer stat, 27.1 points per game. In a generation of prolific production, LeBron James stands apart as the best, and is one of the game's all-time greats. You can stand in awe of his career stat line of 27.11 points, fourth all-time, 7.4 rebounds and 7.3 assists per game, but James is one of those players whose advanced statistics are even more mind-boggling. In terms of value over replacement player, for both the regular season and playoffs, as well as career box plus or minus, he's the best in NBA history. His 12 first-team All-NBA selections are also the most ever. The fact that he led his Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami Heat teams to 8 consecutive NBA Finals, winning 3 championships, is also nearly unfathomable in an age where elite talent is spread across the league.
LeBron's career highlights and rewards. Number 1.
Michael Jordan, 1985–2003. Listed height. 6 feet 6 inches. Killer stat, 30.1 points per game. Michael Jordan and LeBron James are neck and neck at the top of many advanced stat measures in NBA history, but Jordan gets the nod because of his undefeated run in 6 NBA Finals appearances and his unmatched offensive production. Jordan is the greatest scorer in NBA history, averaging 30.1 points per game, which is higher than even Wilt Chamberlain. He was also a monster on defense, averaging 2.35 steals per game, which is the best mark among all Hall of Famers, and third in NBA history. The Chicago Bulls teams he led in the 1990s featured some stellar rosters, but he was the unquestioned leader, as proven by the fact that he ranks first all-time in win shares per 48 minutes, in both the regular season and playoffs.
Jordan's career highlights and rewards.
And that's the world's top 10 best NBA players of all time. Thank you for watching.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more top 10 videos.